From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Sure have had a lot of wind on this Memorial Day, especially this morning. That's when we had the highest end wind gusts. So it's been windy all day. Veneta, 47-mile-an-hour wind gusts this morning. I actually had quite a few that were in that range. Tulsa, the airport registered 45-mile-an-hour gusts. Coffeyville, Talala, Newada, Stigler, amongst many others that had gusts of at least 40 miles per hour today. And we're still feeling the wind this evening as we look from our gathering place camera. Just look closely. You can see the camera shaking a little bit. Those trees are still waving. A little more sun peeking through now as we've had some clouds recently. 85 degrees, still gusting at 34 miles per hour, at least at the airport in the last few minutes. Those dew points are up, upper 60s to near 70. When we start talking the muggy meter this time of year, dew point, near 70 or above. That's some pretty sticky at times, very uncomfortable or miserable humidity when you're in the sunlight, especially when we've got the heat going. Now, keeping the temperatures in the 80s certainly does help a bit as far as there not being a huge heat stress factor, but it will be muggy the next couple of days as our next chances of rain and storms move in. That's going to be along a cold front that will lower our humidity, or at least it should lower our humidity and our temperatures a bit by the end of the week, Thursday into Friday. It'll pick back up over the weekend, but there's a little more of a cool down coming. It's a very strong storm system that this front is getting pulled in by. Big time severe weather risk right now across Minnesota, heading towards Minneapolis. There have been several tornado warnings up there. It's kind of the wind flow maps. You can see all the south winds and the moisture surging up out ahead of this system, the area of low pressure. This is the cold front that's going to trigger some thunderstorms for us over the next couple days. And out ahead of it, there's the dry line, and storms have been firing on that, or out ahead of that rather, from north central Oklahoma up into south central Kansas and eastern Kansas, from Wichita up near Manhattan, and then northwest of Kansas City. So as I mentioned a few minutes ago, for folks that might be traveling home, if you have family or friends that are traveling back home, maybe coming through Kansas, through the I-35 corridor and the Wichita area, make sure they're paying attention here, because these are some storms that are going to have some wind and hail potential. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, you can see it's all tracking to the north and east. More than likely that stays out of our viewing area, but we'll watch to see if one or two of these tries to maybe clip Noble County or southeast Kansas this evening into tonight. But there are plenty of more storm chances to come for Green Country over the next few days, as we've just started to dry out here recently. Tuesday morning, slight chance in the morning, but more so late Tuesday and into much of Wednesday and the first half of Thursday. It won't rain continuously, but there will be numerous rounds of thunderstorms for us to deal with, some severe and some quite heavy. Tomorrow morning, we're in the low 70s. It's going to be a warm and humid start and gusty winds. Tomorrow afternoon, pretty similar to today. Wind speeds shouldn't be quite as extreme, but they will be quite gusty, highs mid to upper 80s, and then late in the day, thunderstorms start to develop. So we'll roll you through that here on Future View through most of the week here. That cold front nudges very close by. It's going to pretty much stall out, but out ahead of it, this is where thunderstorms by 4 to 5 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, will light up in north central Oklahoma, southeastern Kansas, and then drop south with time. So Tuesday evening, tomorrow evening, anytime from 4 to 5 o'clock through the evening hours, could be a little rowdy, especially north and west of Tulsa, with hail and wind and localized flooding threats. Notice as we head towards Wednesday, that front just slowly slides south. Near and especially north of it, numerous rounds of scattered storms continue. 70s north of the front, 80s south of it. This is on Wednesday. And finally, that front gets a little bit more of a push to the south on Thursday. That's when the storm chances finally start to diminish. Some slightly cooler and drier air works its way in for Thursday and Friday. As far as the severe weather threats go, the tornado threat's low. We'll have to watch for a rotating storm or two. Can't rule it out. But wind, large hail, and localized flooding really, I think, are going to be the biggest threats. More than likely, flooding will probably be the biggest threat of all over these next 2 to 3 days, as some areas are still quite saturated from our May rains. Here's the 9-day forecast if you missed it earlier on. So warm, humid, windy tomorrow. And as that front drops in, those storm chances increase. We'll get a bit more of a cool down for Wednesday into Thursday. And also, as we head towards the upcoming weekend, some off and on storm chances. All in all, for kind of the start of June, not too surprising to see us have more active weather on the horizon.